Hi, it's Jane with Scraptastic Yarns. I have a few finished items, but first I thought I would show you. I had gone to the Christian Women's and I was a vendor there, and I had quite a few different things. I had some of the angel towels, which are kitchen angel towels, which are the towel that you have the pot holder tied onto the back and you tie it up with ribbon or with jute string to make it look like an angel so they can hang it in the kitchen. I had those. I had some scrubbies, and I had some what I call kitchen sponges, which are a combination of scrubby yarn and kitchen cotton. And those did okay. Those sold well. And then I did a bunch of the just small crochet towel holders. I didn't do anything fancy. Most of those sold. I think I have about 5 left out of 30. So that's not too bad. But, and I'm going to show you these. I made bookmarks, and these bookmarks are meant to use with your Bible or your journal. And one is just a bookmark that has a place for you to put your highlighter and a pen or pencil. This other one is a zippered pouch so that you can put those items inside and zip it up and still use it as a bookmark. Well, I had a bunch of these as well. And those all sold out. A lot of people loved that they had the cross on it, that it had the words to Amazing Grace. And here's the funny thing. Here I'm thinking it's just to hold your pens and your pencils, your highlighters. This one lady walked up and she goes, "Oh, a Bible purse." I said, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, a purse for my Bible. I can put my money in there. I can put my cough drops, pills I have to take, tissue." I didn't even think of that. So that was a new idea for that use of that. But it was rather funny. So like I said, the others sold out. I've got quite a few orders for more of those in the other fabric. So I'm cutting those as we speak and getting to work on those. Now, many of you know that I also do some plastic canvas, and with this plastic canvas, this is a pattern. It is an ornament, but it's one that I make for someone at our church that has a ministry where he hands these out. He lets them choose which one they want. And these are ribbon angels. That's what they're meant to be, ribbon angels. Well, I do them in ribbon, but I also do them in yarn, just plain yarn. And they're real simple to do, but the ribbon is kind of finicky because you're using 1/8 wide ribbon. And you've got to find some way to hold it on there. What I found works are the very small bowl clips to hold it in place while I'm stitching it in. And then you've got to glue that down on the back so that it stays. And of course, with the fishing line here for your ornament part, you've got to put that bead on there and glue the bead down on the top of that. But I've made a bunch of these for this fellow for his ministry. And I do enjoy doing that, so yeah, been doing that. That is it for finished items, other than sewn items. I am working on a top-down baby sweater that I'm knitting. This is garter stitch. Garter stitch is my absolute favorite stitch of all, and yeah, I enjoy doing garter stitch, and this was a pattern. I believe it's called Vanilla Baby. I'll try to leave the link down below for that pattern because it's a real simple pattern. It's not too hard to follow. It is kind of more of a recipe. It's not going to give you line by line, so you kind of have to do a little bit of math in your head and figure it out where you want the buttons spaced and on which rows you're going to do that. But you know, it's worthwhile. I'm almost to the part. I think I've got 3 more rows before I'm ready to take the sleeves off and then just work in the round for that rest of that. Now, as you know, I have talked about doing Operation Christmas Child. Those boxes, they're out doing all kinds of things, and we've made washcloths to go in. Apparently that was a big item that a lot of people talked about, that was a cherished item as well. A lot of people don't tend to put in some of the cheaper toys. It's better off if you get a quality toy. And you can get some decent toys out there. Even the Dollar Tree has some decent toys. They have a lot of the Barbies in there and Barbie play things. They have a couple of dolls that aren't too bad. Of course, if you crochet, you can crochet, and knit even. You can knit and crochet dolls. You can knit and crochet squishies and plushies and things like that to put in there. But I found a little baby doll, and the baby doll I think is usually about $3 or $4 at Walmart. It's only about this big. It'll fit in the box. So I'm crocheting a blanket for the baby doll, and I'm also going to be crocheting some clothes for the baby doll, which that is a just touch and go thing. My friend Jerry had come up with an idea for tic-tac-toe, and I was thinking about tic-tac-toe, but I was going to sew like 2-inch squares together to make tic-tac-toe, and then maybe some buttons to go on it. Well, she likes to do plastic canvas. She makes plastic canvas crosses that she likes to hand out, put on magnets, ornaments, those kind of things. So she came up with the idea to do a tic-tac-toe for Operation Christmas Child. And she found out that it's a lot of work, and she was very slow at it. So she asked her friend across the hall there, Velda, and Velda loves doing plastic canvas, so she brought over some yarn for Velda to play with, and Velda made several tic-tac-toe games, you know, the baseboard, and that is here. Jerry found some cross stickers. They're basically stickers, but she threw those in the 2 colors. You could use those for the tic-tac-toe. Then I threw in buttons to go with that. So, you know, there's a quick idea there, as well as I can also throw in some of these bookmarks, you know, that kind of thing. I am working on some pillowcase dresses to send in. One of the things also that's suggested is to purchase some t-shirts. Guess who has t-shirts right now? Dollar Tree, or $1.25 tree. They have t-shirts in right now. They have a lot of games. If you're up at the front, you can find a little tin that has checkers in it that are magnetized, and then you can add some extra things into that. Pick up sewing kits. Those are great. Pick up any kind of hygiene thing, like those kits that have the toenail, the clippers in them, the nail file, tweezers, those kind of thing. Those are great gifts to throw into those the Operation shoe boxes, as well as water bottles or some kind of drinking cup, dishes, like bowls that they can use, spoons, those kind of things. Of course, the $1.25 tree has those, so you can pick up a few of those that are just fine and will work. Generally what I do is I also throw in a couple pairs of socks. And I will put the socks usually down in the water bottle or the drink cup, as well as two pairs of underwear as well. For the older girls, I tend to make menstruation pads. And if you're on Facebook, there are groups for all of this stuff. There is Operation Christmas Child. I believe it's Sew and Craft. It may be Craft and Sew, but all kinds of ideas to sew, to make stuffed toys, games, you name it. There's a ton of things. Of course, we all know that for wings, a lot of us crocheted the flying disc. Those also work great. Bag a Day has a ton of hat patterns that you can throw in a beanie. Those hats are always good. So yeah, there's a lot of ideas out there to be used. And of course, there is also an Operation Christmas Child or Operation Shoebox, maybe, menstruation kits, pads. If you are a sewer, that you can sew. In a lot of these countries, third world countries, girls are not allowed to go to school when they're menstruating. They're considered unclean during that time, and of course they don't have the products. So these are a way for us to make these products so that they have a way to have a pad to use when they are menstruating. Generally we enclose a drawstring bag, some kind of waterproof bag, which one of the easiest things is to find waterproof pencil pouches. Those work great for that. Of course, as always, throw in the pencils, pens, those kind of things. Throw in scissors. Like I did, I made a fishing kit for a boy to use. It's got hooks, it's got tweezers, it's got toenail clippers in it so that they can cut the fishing line. It's got 3 different sizes of fishing line just wound up really tight on cardboard, bobbers, what else? All kinds of icky critters to put on the fishing hooks to catch the fish. Those kind of things. It was kind of fun to put it together. So I put it together and I put it in a double-sided beaded box that I got from Walmart that'll fit in the box. So there's a lot of things that you can do that don't cost a ton. And of course, right now, if you're at Walmart, lots of times they've got the polyfilament fishing line for like $2, $2.50 for a spool. Do you know how many fishing kits you can do with that? The only thing you want to remember is if you have any sharp items, like needles and fishing hooks, that they are enclosed in a container so that people don't get stabbed when they're checking on those boxes, because when they go to the distribution center, they check to make sure that the boxes don't have liquid things in it, those kind of things, and that they're not overstuffed, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it is a great project to do. So I hope some of you do that and think over the next year I'm going to look at different things that we can do each month, that either I'll just provide a link for you to make items for the Operation Shoeboxes that you can throw in, or you could take them to your church if your church does it, or an organization around you does it, that you can take them in so that people could take them, put them in their boxes, those kind of things. So yeah, just thought I would go over that a little bit, because that is a big thing. And most of all, the children really appreciate toys. Many of them don't have toys, matchbook cars, you name it. Those are simple, small, fairly inexpensive gifts that you can buy. And of course, if you are a good shopper, you can buy a lot of things clearanced out after Christmas for a great, great price to put in those boxes. All right, now I'm going to do what in Tarnation, and then I am going to show you some bags, Christmas bags that I have ready to go. I do want to, I'll get to the bags later. Let's go on to the what in Tarnation. All right, 44 escaped sheep found 2 days later in Ontario. Police in Ontario said a flock of 44 sheep that escaped from their owner's farm was located on a road 2 days later. Ontario Provincial Police said the 44 sheep went missing Tuesday from the Day Road, County Road 10 area in Beckwith Township. They posted on social media Thursday that the sheep have returned home and are in good health. The owner contacted us today just after noon to say the sheep were located on the road near the residence and in good health. And apparently the spokesman for the Ottawa, for the Constable Joe Terechuk, said that there is no evidence to suggest they were stolen, but they were bone dry when found despite the recent wet weather. That's rather interesting. All right, Taiwan doctors remove small spider from woman's ear canal. I have had a spider crawl into my ear while I was sleeping and bite me on the eardrum. That's what woke me up, was the pierce of that. Of course, I had to go to the doctor and they removed it, so I feel for you. A 64-year-old woman in Taiwan who heard clicking and rustling sounds for several days found out that it turned out to be a small spider in her ear canal, doctors said. Dr. Ting Ji Wang co-wrote a case report for the New England Journal of Medicine detailing the case of the woman who sought treatment in April. She said the woman complained of a feeling of movement inside her ear, as well as clicking and rustling sounds that prevented her from sleeping for several nights. Doctors looked into her ear and discovered a small spider and its discarded exoskeleton inside the woman's ear. They used a suction tube to remove the arachnid and its exoskeleton. Wang said the woman did not feel any pain from the spider's presence because it was only 2 to 3 millimeters in size, which is about 0.08 to 0.1 inches. There's a link. It's a video. If spiders freak you out, don't go look at it. That's all I'm going to say. North Carolina trail camera photo sparks fears of a tiger on the loose. Authorities in North Carolina are investigating a grainy trail camera photo that some observers said appears to show a tiger on the loose. Rowan County Sheriff Travis Allen said an investigation is ongoing into the identity of the animal snapped by the trail camera in the wooded area of Rockwell County. Rowan Animal Services Director Maria Pennell said all large cat owners in the area were contacted as a precaution and all registered tigers are accounted for. We are hoping that this may be a tabby cat that someone has caught on camera. We can't confirm it yet, but we're looking into it. We've got officers in the area checking everything out," she told WBTV. The Tiger World Wildlife Sanctuary in Rockwell confirmed on social media that all of its tigers are accounted for at the facility. The Post said sanctuary staff have offered to assist authorities, but they also question whether the animal in photo was as large as it seems. Without size reference, it could be a domestic tabby cat. They've found no evidence of a big cat activity in that area where the photo was taken. We still have not seen any signs of a tiger on the loose. Several of our officers drove the area and walked the wooded area where the cat was reported to be seen. So far, they have zero evidence of a tiger or anything this large on the loose. It's black and white. You really can't tell. But the news story is rather interesting. Arkansas family suspects meteorite caused smoking hole in their deck. An Arkansas family who awoke to the smell of fire discovered a smoking hole in their deck, and they suspect a meteorite may have been to blame. John Devane of Greenwood said he and his family awoke to the smell of smoke inside their house about 3 a.m. and set about searching for the source. They discovered the smoke was coming from a hole in their deck, which had apparently caught fire. Devane said the flames had been extinguished when a corner of the family's hot tub melted from the heat, causing it to pour water onto the deck. Firefighters investigated the hole in the deck and were unable to identify the likely cause, other than it appeared that the fire started from the ground. Devane said he and his family later sorted through the debris with a magnet, found a small magnetic rock in the hole left by the fire. The family suspects the rock may be remains of a meteorite, but to confirm their suspicions, it has to be examined by the U.S. Geological Survey, a process that can take well over a year to complete, which is ridiculous. Take it to your local university and see if a geology professor can determine if it is or not. That'll get you a little closer. California family had a similar experience in August when a ball of ice fell out of the sky, crashed through the roof of their house in Big Bear. Although I don't know how that's similar because that's ice. This was fire. Fire and ice? Okay. Reported human remains in Washington cave was a plastic beer bong. Authorities in Washington investigated a report of human remains in a cave on a river and arrived to find the sunken skull was actually a plastic beer bong. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife Police said an officer responded alongside Bend Oriole County Sheriff's detective and a Border Patrol agent when a paddle boarder reported seeing human remains in a cave on the Bend Oriole River near the Canadian border. The investigators took jet skis to the cave entrance, swam inside, where they spotted what appeared to be a skull underwater inside the cave. The apparent skeletal remains turned out to be a plastic beer bong shaped like a skull and spinal column. The beer bong had been filled with rocks, leading investigators to suspect it was intentionally placed under the water as a prank, and there is a photo of it.